father and son duo covering Miami Hurricanes football and sports. Notice how this time I didn't come in saying what's going on YouTube. This is because we are also live streaming on Facebook. So to our Facebook viewers, hello, and I hope you can join us as well, just like our YouTube family. We already got Jerome in here, Hurricane Logan. Before I start addressing that, what's going on, big dog? Before I start rambling.
What do you say, guys? Always love the guys waiting on us. Austin Canes and Dan Kane, Jason Arnold, Joseph Holmes, all our Junior and the Big Dog family joining us today. How you guys doing? Feeling better this week? I couldn't get that grin off my face after getting that big W that keeps us alive, at least in the Coastal. And that was a biggie. So we got one. We got Georgia Tech now Saturday. And just looking forward to Betu Perry, Endo Gaines. What do you guys say? Thank you all for joining us this evening. And you guys ready for some more Canes football coming up on Saturday? Stacy's also in there.
I am. Shoot. You know why we won though, right? I mean, let's be real.
What's that? Oh, the hat? Your hat?
I have a rally cap on.
Well, yeah, now you don't have it on.
No, but it's different because now it's you need a rally cap to come back. That's what it's for.
Oh, okay.
To rally.
To rally, I got you.
So now it's like, okay, we made a big statement win against.
I'm just saying we better after you change hats, we better not lose.
It's not about we can't. It's not rallying back. Now it's just pushing forward. That's it.
Okay.
It's 3-3.
Okay.
Let's run the table and hopefully we get some help in the Coastal. And I mean, you never know what happens.
Hey, everybody in the Coastal has at least one conference loss already.
It's just
so.
What's going on, Jay? What's going on, AJ? Betu Perry, 247 Canes, Dreadlock. What's going on? Where's that?
Big Nasty Kane, Kyle Hobgood, Eddie the Cane.
Yeah.
Orion.
If we look, all right, man. All right, y'all gonna do that to me, man.
Orion, did I say it right?
Y'all gonna do that to me? Dreadlock, you gonna do that to me?
Hey, Dreadlock. Tell me, after getting a W, should he change? Should he have
all right, Dreadlock, I see you, man.
There you go. There you go. Now we're ready.
All right.
AJ Rodriguez, Jay and the Family Blaze. What do you say, Jay? Ricky Perez.
What's going on, Dante? Hey,
Kane.
Por favor, no drama. No. Aquí no hay drama. There ain't no drama here, baby. No drama with Junior the Big Dog.
No. Got a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff. Because that man, I woke up Sunday morning with a smile still on my face.
Yeah. Hey, before we get going, man, if you guys are new to the channel, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. To anybody watching on Facebook, if you haven't subscribed to our channel and you like Miami Hurricanes or sports in general, we're going to be covering more sports in the near future, not just Miami Hurricanes. But if you are a fan, if you enjoy the content, just go ahead and give our channel a look. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell anytime you could get notified anytime we do upload a video. And for those our YouTube viewers that you guys haven't seen us on Facebook, check us out, Junior and the Big Dog. Look us up on Facebook, like, follow, and let's have some discussions on Facebook as well, because I know not everybody is on Twitter, or some people have different social media platforms that they're usually on. So we're trying to expand that a little bit. Taking this Junior the Big Dog family over to Facebook as well, so we could try to reach as many people as we can, man. Because the more the merrier. So
absolutely. Yeah. Say hey to Marty Mars, Fred Canes, Ricky Perez.
Nah, 247. This is not from Nyoke Warato. What you talking about, baby? You remember Nyoke Warato?
I do. I remember right off Okeechobee Road.
Who's starting for QB for Georgia Tech? None other than N'Kosi Perry, man. I know a lot of people have been wanting it to.
I think he was asking about the Georgia Tech starting quarterback because they've actually played a couple different guys. I think they actually played 3 different guys. Orion, thank you so much for the donation. Please tell me I got the name right, because I remember you said
Orion. Orion, like Orion's belt, like Orion's belt.
So I got it right, Orion.
Yeah, thank you, Orion, so much for the generous donation. So much, we really do appreciate it. Hey, I'm with you. Big Nasty Kane 305, man. Can we keep the N'Kosi and Jaren controversy to 5 minutes? I've been getting tired of it too. Honestly, you guys know where me and the Big Dog stand already.
Right. And I don't get. Sammy, want to say hey to Sammy. Sammy, yeah, you and Junior got to get some
We got to
fishing
fish,
done.
man. We got to fish.
You guys got to get some fishing. So start pulling some of those giant peacock bass in.
Yeah,
guys. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I really don't. I've never seen. I mean, I've seen a quarterback controversy before, and how fan bases get a little divided over. I think this guy's better. I think that guy's better. But the vitriol, the nastiness of the discussion sometimes is crazy to me because they both wear the U on their helmet. I really don't get. I don't understand why it's become this thing of there's these two camps, and one camp, and mind you, it's a small group because I think the majority of the people are somewhere in the middle, that, but those two small groups that are in each camp, it's like you're talking about their mother if you like the other quarterback better.
Yeah, I know.
Which I don't understand. I just don't get. I don't understand the vitriol. I don't understand the nastiness. But it is what it is. So yeah, I'm tired of that drama too.
Let me just say something today, guys. We are not gonna be taking any phone calls today. We don't want to get away from, sometimes we will have shows where we are gonna take phone calls, but we've done that for the past 2 weeks. And I know some people are complaining, and it's not just because of the complaints of us taking phone calls, but we feel like when we're taking phone calls, we're only focusing on just one person, and then it's hard to keep up with the chat, man. So today is all about you guys in the chat, questions, discussions, whatever it may be, man. We're not going to be taking any phone calls today. So yeah, I just want to put that out there.
Yeah, and we notice, we really like interacting.
And I know I let people talk too long. I know that's on me, but I don't like.
That's on me too.
I don't like. Yeah, I don't like interrupting people and having that back and forth. I'd rather people call, say what you got to say your piece, and then. But I know I let people talk a little bit too long sometimes, and that's something we're gonna get better. We're gonna get better at for sure. So we're not gonna stop taking calls, but at least for tonight, we're not gonna be taking any calls. So just let you guys know.
Put Big Nasty Kane 305. Put the comment that he put up there. That's beautiful. That's a perfect comment, Big Nasty. That's exactly the way I feel.
We must get behind.
Yes, Jay. Yeah. Justin Flo locked it in, baby. We got Louisville that weekend. Justin Flo locked in that visit, baby. I can't wait. Listen, again, for those of you that don't know, I want to recap this. Laurel, what do you say, Laurel? Good evening. Thank you for joining us. The truth. I want to recap for you guys. Justin Flo, before he even cut it down to 4 schools, they asked him who was the leader for him, for his services. And Justin Flo's response was, it's a school on the East Coast, but it's not who you guys think.
Yeah, but that was before the season, Big Dog.
No. Listen, dude, I'm just giving people the background that hadn't heard that comment. Right. Okay. Obviously, that was before we're 3-3. Okay.
But that was also before he released his top 4.
Correct. Okay, then he releases his top 4, and his top 4 is Clemson, Georgia, Oregon, and Miami.
Right.
Mind you, this was at a time when everybody had all the on 247, all the crystal ball picks had all said USC, and USC didn't even make his Final 4. So when he says it's a school on the East Coast, but it's not who you think, immediately that to me was us.
Hey, and Big Dog is not lying when he's saying that every single crystal ball was for USC. He was 100% going to USC, and then we saw the top 4 didn't even make USC didn't even make his top 4. And then when he's talking about that school on the East Coast, I mean, obviously Clemson, obviously Georgia, but one that you might not think, and one that you can infer that he was talking about is indeed Miami. Right. So
indeed Miami, absolutely. I want to say, hey, A1 Otero, Eduardo Rodriguez, Hurricane Lotso, Paint Dropper, Russell Harrison, Kanon Strong,
Jason Arnold. That's something I actually wanted to touch on. Because I think Jalen Harrell recently decommitted. I think it was, what's today? Thursday. Tuesday. I think it was Tuesday. Decommitted from Florida State. And this was Banda went and visited him on September 27th, I believe, and that's the last. I think the only thing after that was, I think it was Kansas offered him. Like, you know how they have the timeline of events?
Yeah.
Well, on 247, the timeline of events, one of the most recent ones was Banda going to visit Jalen Harrell, and then we see him decommit. He's from Hialeah, Chapinette. So that's, a 4-star, top 300 DB in the country.
I think the previous year he played at Central, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
I think the previous year he played at Central, and then he went to Chapinette Catholic, which is Gregory Rousseau's school.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and the one thing I'm going to say about Harrell, the truth, he is good. Wholesome second chin. Oh, man.
What?
His screen name is Wholesome Second Chin.
Wholesome set.
That's a hell of a screen name.
Yeah, he was at Central. Eddie says, yeah.
Harden, Strange Clouds, Vincent McKay, AJ Rodriguez. We mentioned Byron Lamb, Mr. HD, Corey, Deuce.
Hey, everybody! A lot of people are saying that Zoe sent him over here. So, hey, Zoe, if you're watching, man, thank you so much. Our lives are at 7 on Thursdays, every single Thursday, not at 8. So I think Zoe must have gotten confused. But regardless, man, I appreciate Zoe for going ahead and telling everybody to come our way. So welcome to all of you that came from Zoe over here. Thank you so much for joining us.
Maeston01 asked me. He lives in Columbus. I live in just outside of Dayton. It's a town called Bellbrook, is where I live, Mason. So it's basically a suburb on the outskirts of Dayton is where I'm at. I actually have an uncle that lives near you in I think it's pronounced Gahanna, there, which is a suburb of Columbus. Albert Jones, Casey Smith, Stella Mortains, the card hobbyist, man, got a lot of people joining us. Aiden Christopher, Mark Dudley, Richard Hill. Guys, if I missed your names, I'm so sorry. And I see a lot of new guys too. Thank you guys so much for joining.
And for those of you that are new here, man, if you haven't subscribed already, man, please go ahead and subscribe. Hit that like button, that notification bell. Every single Thursday, 7 p.m., we go live. In addition to our commit videos, and we try to keep you guys in the loop when it comes to recruiting and videos in general. Me and the Big Dog been slacking a little bit. I've been a little crazy busy lately. I got twins on the way, so there's a lot of stuff going on right now. So me and the Big Dog haven't been uploading as many videos as we usually do, but I promise you we will get on that, and we will start doing.
And guys, we're all going to do video again.
Yeah, and that's another thing. For those of you that know, we had an issue with video and whatever, but yada yada, whatever. I'm not gonna repeat that, but it is what it is, man. So those of you that are coming over from Zoe's channel, man, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do so. And once again, thank you, Zoe, so much for sending everybody over here.
And guys, and please hit that like button too. It helps us.
Yeah.
Oh, we got orange and green blood. This is for Cohen.
For Cohen.
Cohen, it's always all about you, Cohen.
How you doing, buddy? Omar, what's going on, Omar? I saw some questions, Big Dog. So, like I said, man, if you guys are just joining us, we're not going to be taking any phone calls today, man. We're going to be just talking with you guys in the chat.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about the Virginia game. Defensively, man, we did a hell of a job in the red zone, which was the difference of the ball game right there. Which we have been struggling all year long in stopping teams on the red zone. And we did a fantastic job against Virginia. And let me tell you, Bryce Perkins is very dynamic around the red zone, getting the ball punched in, and we kept him out of the end zone. So that was a fantastic job. What do you say, Wholesome? Mike, Zoe, McLovin.
Zoe, thank you. Now that you're in here, Zoe, thank you for sending everybody over here, man. We appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you, sir. We really
was alive, yeah.
Our
Rousseau, baby.
Our red zone defense was tremendous, which is really nice to see. We bent a little bit, lost the time of possession battle because they had the ball about 10 more minutes than we did. I think it was like almost 35 to 25 split in terms of minutes. That's a little concerning, but the defense, listen, we right before the half, we had that little brain fart on that long pass, which could have hurt us. But again, same thing. We held it down, kept them out of the end zone. And when you keep another team to scoring 3, you give yourselves a really good chance to win ball games. Yeah. So
we got a question from sure. Jay. He said, looking at Georgia Tech's offensive spread formations, what do you think Manny Diaz's philosophy is stopping their offense? Is it pressure or cover?
Yeah, I think it's pressure. I've watched film of them, Jay. Thank you, Zoe, so much. Oh no, you got it, Zoe. Thank you so much for the donation. Thank you so much for sending it this way.
It's all good, Zoe. Thank you for the dono, man. We appreciate it, man.
You are the best. Thank you, partner. With Georgia Tech, the big thing is they really struggle in pass protect. They've allowed 3 sacks a game on average. Okay, and if you look, they have very mobile quarterbacks. So they're pass protecting. You have to remember, these are linemen that were recruited to play a triple option. Okay, now their strength was not in pass protect. Okay, so the fact that they are doing such a good job protecting the pass, such a good job switching over to the spread, but they're struggling with pass protection. So I think we have to apply pressure. I think we have to make them beat us from the pocket. What's going to be really important, Jay, is we need to maintain or contain when we're rushing the passer. We can't let them get away, because if they get away, they can hurt us. So
similar to nothing to Bryce Burke and then to Franks.
To Franks,
Felipe Franks.
Correct. Right. So I think you're going to see a spy. You're going to see some of our defensive ends playing the Viper role, and playing that spy on the running back. We have to make their QBs try to beat us from the pocket.
Right.
Because that's the thing. I don't think that they have the passers, nor do they have the pass protect. So I would like to see us rushing 4 and getting pressure with those 4, and then we could play some coverage, some press with some cover 2 over the top.
Yeah, we got a $5 donation from Wholesome. He said Georgia Tech still lives the outside runs mixed with motions and dummy motions just to run it up.
They still run motion. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, they will.
When you look at their tape, listen, I get it. They're running spread formations. It's not the same. It's completely different than the triple option that they were running under Paul Johnson. I get that.
But that's a good point from Wholesome though. Like, he doesn't know what defense is going to show up, because I need to see on a consistent basis.
True.
The defense that we saw play against Virginia, that's the defense. The defense that we saw played against Virginia is a defense that we saw play against Florida. I think those 2 were the best defensive games. I know Florida, they gave up some big plays, which ended up hurting us in the long run.
In Central Michigan, obviously we're not going to count Bethune-Cookman, but in Central Michigan, the D played well. The D played well.
But that's Central Michigan. Central Michigan.
Correct.
Come on now.
No, I agree. I want to see consistency from the D. We have done a very good job against the run.
What's up, Terrell?
What do you say, Terrell? Talking about the Canes and talking about Virginia and Georgia Tech a little bit is the topics. Strange Clouds. Coach Blocker, what do you say, Coach Blocker? One of my favorite people there. That him and I get to correspond.
Hey, yeah, you're always in our comments, Coach, and I'm glad you were able to go ahead and join us for a live, man. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, Coach, that's exactly right. I'm not impressed at all with the accuracy, and their offensive line really struggles in pass protect. So I think when you get a team that struggles in pass pro like they do, their quarterbacks are better really runners than they are passers. What's the secret? Secret is rush, get pressure on them, but maintaining our rush lanes where we don't give them an escape, and occasionally play the shadow. Do a quasi Viper shadow like we did with Jonathan Garvin against Felipe Franks that he did so well in that role.
Yeah.
So that's what we need to do on defense. Offensively, we have to be able to run the ball. Georgia Tech actually has done
they struggle against the run.
They struggle big time against the run. I think that they're allowing 234 yards a game.
You got it. You nailed it.
Is that what they're allowing?
That's what it is.
Yeah. 234 yards per game against the run. Our run game has been hit or miss. We need to run the ball and run the ball consistently well.
Absolutely. $5 donation from Slim Shady Canes. Thank you so much, Slim Shady. He says these wide receivers have to help out the quarterback. If it's in your hands or hit your numbers, no excuse for not coming down with it. I agree to a certain extent.
Yeah, some of those were touch issues too, though. Some of those were touch issues with Nkosi putting too much mustard on the ball.
But listen, we've seen some drop passes. I mean, we saw a drop with Jeff Thomas, in that Florida game. We've seen drop passes have been an issue. But,
less of an issue than they were last year, though, for sure.
Oh yeah, 100%. But I think a lot of that has to do with
touch.
With touch. But
has really good touch.
KJ has been coming down with him. KJ has some sure hands.
He does,
but
he does. He actually he went like the first 4 weeks without dropping a pass, and he actually dropped one. I think it was the game against Virginia Tech as he had his first.
Oh yeah, he dropped that beautiful pass from Nkosi.
Yeah,
that was crazy on the sideline.
But that's going to be the key defensively. Like I said, is getting pressure and make the quarterback beat you from the pocket. Keep doing we're doing a really good job against the run, so that bodes well for Georgia Tech. And offensively, we have to be able to run the ball. You have a team that's giving up 234 rushing yards a game. They're only giving up, I believe it's 183 against the pass. Okay, so they're giving up 243 yards on the ground. You need to be able to run the ball down their throats. And I'm not talking about just hitting a big play on the run. I'm talking about getting those 6-yard gains, 8-yard gains, 5-yard gains, those type of consistent marching the ball down the field. And that way you dominate time of possession. So I'd say offensively, our running game is the key. Defensively, make the QBs try to beat you from the pocket.
Yeah. Hey, 247, I can't face my hat, man, because this is the rally cap I wore last week, and we went ahead and beat Virginia Tech. So I already had Dreadlock in here telling me, hey, I better, because now if something happens on Saturday, God forbid, and we lose, everybody's gonna come after me.
Oh, that's right. No, that I don't want to hear that word again. That lose word.
No, I know. I'm just saying, but
buddy, he has to wear it now. Yeah, he has to wear it now every time. What do you say, Guillermo George?
We need to run DJ Lingard, perhaps. I don't think Lingard's in a red shirt. So yeah, frankly, and I see here where has Vern been.
The fact that Lingard's got a red shirt, he's only played one game.
So he can play 3 more.
He can play 3 more. So I'd like to see him somewhere down the road get some playing time.
Oh, I completely lost you, big dog. Was everybody still here with me at least? Because I completely lost big dog. Is everybody still with me? Oh man. Everybody's with me. I'm good. You guys can't hear big dog though, right? This is the first time this happened. It's crazy. We here. Junior's good. Biggie. Junior is good. Big dog, no good. I see you, Junior. Big, out you in. Okay, yeah. So let me go ahead and let me take him out of here, and then let me put him back in here. Hold up. Yeah, let me just go ahead and invite Big Dog one more time. Apologies, guys. It's never happened to us before. That's crazy. Now it's the Junior show. Hold on, let me just invite him. I got you, Big Dog. I got you. That funky internet in Ohio, that's a problem. All right. Let's see. Hold on. Let me take this off. Boom. Boom. All right, that way y'all can see me a little bit better. All right. Yeah, Big Dog frozen. I know, man. You're there, but Big Dog is frozen. I went ahead and invited him, so he'll be back in here. Running solo for a little bit. It's all that Bellbrook Wi-Fi. Hey, I always rank on Big Dog because his internet gets wacky sometimes over there in Ohio. But it is what it is, man. Hopefully he didn't lose power or something. I'm gonna make sure the Big Dog was all good. Donate to Big Dog. Oh, they're clowning Big Dog. Big Dog for it, and there's no donate to Big. Oh, we are Slim Shady's already helping out with Big Dog and the Wi-Fi. Thank you so much, Slim Shady, for the 305 donation. He says Ohio Wi-Fi. Omar, twins better start sleeping. Congratulations. Yeah, no, I've been trying to take advantage. Hopefully we get the twins on the same sleeping schedule. I mean, that's the plan at least, because I don't need one of them to be sleeping, another one be awake, and another one falls asleep, and the other one wakes up. Terrell, you probably got some good advice you could give me on that, man. I need both of them on the same schedule, sleepy time, same time, so Junior could get some rest at least, and Mama could get some rest as well. But yeah, George, what's going on? George, Aiden, Miami can't let one in. Y'all still have to come out and play. Yeah, damn. Yeah, we've been getting some suggestions. It's looking like Olivia right now. Olivia's gonna be the girl, and Ezekiel. Oh, Big Dog's telling me to invite him again. I already did, man. And Ezekiel might be the boy. I don't know yet. Ohio Wi-Fi. That's a blessing, Junior. My dad. Jason Arnold with a $5 donation. Ohio Wi-Fi. Let me go ahead and invite Big Dog one more time. He just sent me a text. Oh man. He's gonna start laughing when he sees all these donations for his Wi-Fi. All right, I went ahead and send him the invite, so he should be in here. Thank you so much, Strange Clouds. I appreciate that, man. Thank you, Jason Arnold, once again for the $5 donation, man. We really do appreciate it. Night cool, Baby Shaq. I know, it's crazy, but you know, it's a blessing, man. It's looking like January, so I forgot who was it that they were like, oh, at least you got like 7 or 8 months left, and I'm like, nah, not so much. Wifey's already at 26 weeks. So, and the aim is 38 weeks. So 3 months basically is what we got left. So we'll see what happens. Enos needs to not back off the gas with his play. Carly, once the first 15 script is done, he tends to get too cute once it's hot. Yeah, I mean, we saw it in the Florida game. We saw that, amazing first drive. I know it didn't end in a touchdown, and it ended in a field goal. But that first drive against Florida, man, everybody was like, "What? This is what we want to see." Saw the same thing against Virginia, and finally we were able to punch that one in. But man, that second and third quarter was brutal. Get the bass fishing in now, brother. Haha. Yeah, I know. So, yeah, I'm trying to. I will. I'll get it in. Oh, I think we got Big Dog back. What's going on, Anthony? Big Dog, you there?
Yes, sir. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, I have not had that happen before. The Wi-Fi just completely cut out.
Hey, we already had Jason, we had Slim Shady, we already had people donating to your Wi-Fi, Big Dog.
Thank you, guys.
To help you out. So.
No, I've never had that before. I never had my Wi-Fi cut out. Somebody said Ohio Wi-Fi.
Yeah, man, I was trying to tell them.
I have Spectrum, which I guess used to be Time Warner, and I got a repeater. Even I bought a repeater because our house was manufactured in like 1960 something, so it's really thick walls. And Brandon,
we got another one, Brandon.
Thank you, Brandon, for the donation, partner. No, what I'm looking into is there's I had a guy come out from Best Buy when I bought this new computer, and he did a whatever they do, that inspection on around the house. And listen, those you guys that are tech savvy, let me know if you guys have any experience with this and if it works. There's these little discs that you could put around the house that actually helps the Wi-Fi signal.
Big Dog, what you need to do is just do what I do and just connect it directly to your computer, man.
But
I've never stopped slacking.
I never had an issue with the Wi-Fi before. Definitely not like that. So, but I'm glad I'm back, guys. I'm glad I'm back.
But Brandon, thank you so much again for the $5 donation.
Thank you.
I think it was Dante that was asking it. He was talking about Enos, man. Like, it seems like this team, the first drive, it just feels like it's scripted and
yeah,
we're gonna do this, boom, 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 and it looks great. Yeah. And then after the first drive, there's like a drop off. and that's something that
I mean, I know it's hard calling plays the way our offensive line has played. Okay, because it's not only have they not played well, they've also been inconsistent. The thing is, he could have schemed better around the offensive line, and he hasn't done that. And he has gotten way too cute in the red zone. The thing I think with Enos is I think he's an elite QB coach. As an offensive coordinator, he's good. As a play caller, it's a work in progress, I guess.
Now, to that, I would say this, Big Dog. I would say that if we actually had an average offensive line,
correct.
I think we'll be seeing some different things. Did you get my donation? Let me go ahead and check, Dan. I'm guessing you're talking about PayPal. Let me check. Dan Kane with the man, thank you so much, Dan. $10 donation from Daniel Kane. He says for the babies. Thank you so much, Dan. We really appreciate that, man.
Thank you so
much. We really do. The twins, my wife and me, Big Dog, everybody. We appreciate that, man. Any little bit helps.
Jay had a good question about the run pass percentage and what Dina should use against Georgia Tech. Against Georgia Tech specifically, I want to see about a 60-40, Jay. I want us to try to pound the ball against Georgia Tech. I think it's going to help. I was concerned in the Virginia game that our defense, that we lost the time of possession battle so badly. I want to see us be able to run at a team that's given up 200 and what would I say?
234.
234 yards rushing a game. Okay. Yeah. That's substantial. So I want to be able to run the ball down their throats. So I'd like to see 60% run, 40% pass in this game against Georgia Tech.
Yeah. 247 says he hasn't heard anybody talk about Jordan Miller or our new kicker, guys. I wouldn't say new kicker yet, man, because what Manny keeps on saying is that, I know everybody's on that, turn the Davidson train and everybody's like, going crazy. I get it. I do. But the way Manny makes it sound is this is, always going to come down to warm-ups. Now, is that coach talk, or is Davidson going to be the guy moving forward?
I will say this. You remember from when Bubba started having his issues, I talked about this. I said I wanted to see Turner Davidson kicking the extra points in the short field goals and then Bubba kicking the long field goals.
All right, I'm not going to say
that. and the kickoffs, obviously.
I'm not going to say that, but whatever.
Listen, I'm not going to keep throwing Bubba out there. I'm not going to keep throwing Bubba out there.
I agree. I was going to say that I don't want Bubba out there.
No, Bubba has a strong leg, man. You got to use the weapon.
Kickoffs, yes,
kickoffs and long field goals. If you're going to attempt a 50-yarder.
Okay, yeah, that I agree with. But anything within 40,
I want Turner Davidson.
Exactly.
I want Turner Davidson taking
because until I mean he kicked some clutch kicks.
I do want to go back to the Jordan Miller comment because Jordan's starting to get some snaps. And Jordan has looked really good in the snaps that he's gotten. So I agree. I want to see Jordan Miller getting more snaps. And now I think we're seeing a 5-deep rotation at D tackle because now I think you're going to be seeing Nesta, Ford, Jordan Miller getting some playing time, Chigozie, and Pat Bethel, of course. So
what's going on, Logan?
You're going to see 5-deep D tackle rotation, and I think Jordan Miller has earned some more playing time.
Yeah,
for sure.
Orange and Green Blood says his new nickname is McKicken because he looks like I don't know if you ever saw that movie, Big Dog. You never saw Superbad?
No.
McLovin, you've heard like McLovin.
I've heard McLovin. I've heard people call it. Yeah, I heard that the kid was named McLovin. That was that his name on a fake ID or something?
Yeah, exactly.
I do remember a preview of it. Yeah.
Your electric meter. Hold on, let me see. New smart meters, they send out millimeter waves. You can Google that.
What's that?
Oh, wow, George. Okay. George says, Junior, you want to make sure those children aren't. Oh, man, I put the wrong one. He says, Junior, make sure those children aren't anywhere near your electric meter. New smart meters, they send out millimeter waves. You can Google that. Very dangerous. I didn't know that, man.
No, I'm going to tell you something that, and I'll try to make a quick story because it's not a football related. When Junior was young, I owned a house in Davie, and I went to see the movie with Junior's mom, Distinguished Gentleman, which was a movie with Eddie Murphy. That Eddie Murphy becomes a congressman because he has the same name as a congressman that just passed away. Well, in the movie, it had a thing about high tension power lines and the electromagnetic waves that they release, that they emit, and it was causing these cancer clusters. And the cancer that scared me the most that they talked about in the movie was brain tumors in children. Well, I had in that house in Davie high tension power lines that actually straddled where my fence line was in the backyard. Well, Junior was like 2 years old, and I actually had FP&L come out, do a electric magnetic EMR check that they do, and I didn't like the readings, and actually took up to court and backed out of the house and got rid of the house because they didn't disclose it.
Yeah, but
those things can be dangerous.
There wasn't no effects or nothing.
And you lived in our backyard, man, because we played ball all the time in that backyard, and it was so the power lines were so. If we didn't have the TV on, we could hear it through the sliding glass door. You could hear bzz, a little buzz of the high tension power lines. Yeah. So that's how close they were, and I ended up getting out of the house because of that.
Hey, so. Anthony had a question here. He says, Big Dog, do you realistically think that Bubba will be the starter at I'm guessing he means free safety the rest of the season, or do you think they'll switch between Bubba and Gervin?
I think.
Wait, what? Okay. I got you now. Okay.
Yeah, I think Bubba's probably better suited to the field side, but I think absolutely you could play Gervin and Bubba in the same backfield. I think against Georgia Tech, they said Robert Knowles was going to get the start, but I expect to see Bubba in there. And
remember, Bubba. We're not going to have Carter for the first half.
Correct. We won't have Amari Carter for the first half. I'd like to see Bubba, especially in that first half, get 80% of the snaps with Bubba and Gervin on the field.
I'm with that.
So
I'm with that.
Oh, Big Nasty, that's my dude, Gregory Rousseau. That's a guy that I just absolutely fell in love with his tape. I think that young man's going to be a monster. I think, knock on wood, barring injury or anything unforeseen, that's going to be a very high first-round draft pick when he decides to come out, because guys that are built like that can move like that, they're few and far between. I hated to do this because I compared him to an old Florida Gator. The guy who he reminds me of is Javon Curse. And that's exactly what I see in Gregory Rousseau, is incredible athleticism.
He's longer than Curse was, though.
Yeah, I mean, Curse was pretty long, though. Curse was I think he probably listed at 6'5" or 6'6".
He was a
monster. I'm going by memory. I'm going by memory on that. But that's who he reminds me of. And you remember Curse, when he was the freak and he took the NFL by storm, didn't have as long of a good career as was expected. But Rousseau, when I looked at his high school tape, that's why you guys know how I feel about the Stars. I'm not going to go on another rant about the Stars. But when I saw that Gregory Rousseau was a 3-star, I was going, do they even look at film? Because what I saw when I looked at film was a guy that looked like he didn't belong on the field. It looked literally like a man playing against little kids, because Gregory Rousseau would play safety, linebacker, defensive end, tight end, wide receiver. I mean, could do it all and just dominated games no matter where they put him. And I looked at this guy and I went, oh my God, this guy's a monster. And sure enough, you're starting to see him blossom before our eyes. Mm-hmm. So I think you're going to see Greg Rousseau is going to be, I think he's going to get double-digit sacks. And this is a guy who was playing about 20 snaps a game up until the game against Virginia. So for the first 5 games, he was only playing about 20 snaps, and he leads the team in sacks and tackles for loss.
Saeed, I'll answer this question for the both of us. Yes.
What's that?
He says, "Do you like Jalen Harrell over Hodges?"
Saeed, man, and
Big
I'm glad you brought this up, Saeed, because this bugs the hell out of me. Why do we keep talking about changing cornerbacks into safeties and safeties into strikers? And it's like, I looked at Jalen Harrell's tape, okay? He's 6'2", a legit 6'2", 180, I think he's listed 181, probably going to get up to about the 190, 195 range. The guy can cover, has good hips, long speed. As a sophomore, he ran like, I think it was 11.6 in the 100-meter as a sophomore in high school.
But look who went to visit him.
I know, it was Banda. That's what I'm saying. So they're already talking about changing him to be a safety.
I love me those tall corners, man.
Listen, I like Marcus Clark as a corner, but Justin Hodges, I never saw. You know how I felt about Justin Hodges. I never saw him as a take. And now some people say that he didn't decommit, that the coaches sort of processed him out, and that could be.
But we haven't heard nothing confirming that either. About him getting processed out.
No. That's conjecture. That's speculation. That's speculation.
Right.
But I never thought.
No, Eddie the Cane. Hodges runs a 4.89.
4.89.
Not a 4.9.
That's right. Those short change him. He's 1/100th of a second
come
faster.
on now. Yeah, but now listen, I never saw that speed.
No. On tape, I don't think, Eddie, that he ran it well. On tape, when you look at his tape, I think he runs a high 4.6s. But still, that's not, like you're saying, that's not a Miami cornerback. That's not. Just flat out not. So you guys know that, you guys that watch our show when we delve on recruiting, I always thought Justin Hodges was a strange take. Strange take on our part.
I was very, and hey, don't get me wrong, man. I don't like bashing kids. I wish Hodges the best of luck, man.
Absolutely.
But, you know, when we offered him and then he committed, I was just like, okay, all right, you know.
Production-wise, the kid's produced.
No,
the kid's produced. He's made a ton of interceptions, made a ton of pass breakups. You know, and he plays faster than that 4.89, Eddie. But now somebody was asking, Saeed was asking, do I like Harrell better than Jaden Francois?
No, I have an opinion on this one.
Yeah, that's a little tougher. It's working now. 12 picks last year is amazing.
Okay, but
I do like Francois. Though I do now, Francois, I do think could play both, but I do like him better at safety. Harrell, I like better at corner. Go ahead.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. But yeah, that literally was exactly what. But my thing with this thing is, I think the book is closed on Francois. I think it's done and it's over with. I don't think this whole committing, decommitting. Dude, I'm sorry, but listen to Manny's language when he talks about, you know, the new rules and the new standards that are going to be set in place when it comes to recruiting. And frankly, I don't like these players taking us for a ride. Okay, if you want to commit, cool, and if you decommit, boom. But he did it already. That's the second time he's done this.
Yeah,
so you recommit. Come on, man. Like I'm not a fan of that, man. Like, so I don't want him to commit and then come, you know, much later on, he's decommits again. And then now maybe we lose out on a player like Jalen Harrell, or we lose out on another player because we had, you know, Francois commit. So frankly, I honestly don't think that's gonna happen. I think it was Ohio State didn't have room.
Yeah, Ohio State got to commit from a DB, and now supposedly they don't have any more room in their backfield.
Right. So now he was kind of like, oh, so now his friend, and I think he even said that him committing to the University of Miami is not out of the realm of possibility. But yeah, no, G. Curson Jr. Says he'll be back. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I there comes a point that you really have to fish or cut bait
What's going on, Brett?
And the fact, yeah, David, absolutely. We were talking about Flo's official visit during the Louisville game. There comes a point in time where you have to fish or cut bait. And the fact that this young man, and again, same thing as Hodges, we don't wish him anything but the best. You have to tell this young man, no, we're not playing games anymore. You know, you committed to us twice, you decommitted twice. Now, I read an article on 247 where they're saying that sources that are close to the player say that he was listening to the wrong people and he decommitted before actually thinking it through. And now it seems like he wants back into class, but now does he want back into class because Ohio State doesn't have room for him anymore? And then what about Florida? And listen, Manny talked about this. The analytics department, guys, you guys remember when we went over recruiting? I said this without the analytics saying it. Manny spoke about that the analytics department researched it, that players that have drama in their recruiting traditionally underperform. I said that months ago. And Manny talked about the analytics department studied it, and they saw that these players that commit, decommit, recommit. Oh, I'm wearing this hat. Oh, but I'm wearing these gloves. And the guys that are in it that love that attention, traditionally they underperform when they get to college because they're not about the football, they're about the attention.
Yeah.
Okay? Like you guys seen, you look at our number one recruit, a guy who could go anywhere in the country, Don Chaney. No drama. No drama with Chaney. You know,
No.
you look at the guys that are really truly committed to the U, whether they're Corey Flagg or Javier Restrepo or obviously Chaney, or I mean, I'm trying to think of the other guys that are like that. Willie Moyes. You know, you look at the guys in this class that are truly committed to the U.
Wholesome, thank you so much, man. I think Wholesome's out.
Oh,
appreciate you joining us, brother. Thank you, man.
By the way, we are doing a Category 5 show on Monday.
Oh.
How to let that cat out of the bag. So
you didn't even like ease that in. You were just
I just went, bah! I wanted to get it before Wholesome signed off. We're doing a Category 5 show on Monday. Is it going to be 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock?
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
It'll either be 7 or 8 o'clock in the evening. And it's going to be with Wholesome and Paul Jr. and myself. Anton's not going to be. I don't think Anton wants to do any more collaborations and stuff like that. So Anton's not going to be with us, but it's going to be Paul from Miami Hurricanes Talk.
8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. Wholesome
8 o'clock.
Said 8 o'clock. So 8 o'clock it is.
And yeah, 8 o'clock. So make sure you guys join us. Category. So do we say it's a Category 4?
What's up, Captain Trips? Says go Gators.
Do we say it's Category 4 instead of Category 5?
I don't know, man.
Well, but join us anyways Monday at 8 o'clock. What channel are we going to do it on this time? Is it going to be our channel?
Whatever. We'll talk about it. We'll address it.
Well, I just want to let them know.
Yeah, I'm not sure yet, though.
Yeah,
I'm not sure yet. It's gonna be on Monday. Lakers all day. Monday at 8 p.m.
Eastern time, Brett.
Eastern time.
That's Monday at 8, 7 Central.
Yeah,
6 Mountain, 5 Pacific.
We're gonna be going over the win on Saturday.
That's right, the big win. Because one of the guys, and I'm sorry if I don't, my memory isn't what it used to be. Said that he wants to see our second and third team players getting some burn. I agree. You know who I'm dying to see play for extended snaps is Sam Brooks. I really want to see Sam Brooks play in middle linebacker for extended snaps. I think he can be special.
Wholesome says, and before I go, it's still Cat 5, but Romello Height is my favorite recruit this year, and it's in Wholesome's channel. It'll be on Wholesome's channel then, Category 5.
Okay.
Yeah. Anthony, I can't scroll back that far, man. You know, a lot of comments in here, so we're trying to get to everybody as best we can, man. Dan Kane says, did you expect more from Shaq and Pick this year? Are they playing as expected? Well, I expected more from. I think they had a good game against Virginia. I think that was probably the best game we've seen from them. But I don't think they're playing the way, at least what I expected. Like I expected them to play a little bit better. But frankly, the Shaq and Pickney that you see is a Shaq and Pickney that you're gonna get. You know, I love him to death. Don't get me wrong, but you know, sometimes, and I mean, we'll see, man, because this defense just looked different after Manny said that he was going to be taking over some of the things. This defense just looked different. So I think you can have your opinions on Shaq and Pickney, but I think this next 6-game stretch, it'll be a better evaluating tool, I guess, because I think that, you know, this defense has turned a corner. I think Manny having an involvement in the defense, and Manny did clarify that he was not calling the plays.
Right.
He said it, I believe, on the Joe Rose show or an interview. I'm not sure exactly where he said it, but he said that he was not calling the plays. It's still Blake Baker's defense, but you saw him before the game in Virginia, and you saw him at times. He was right there in the middle with Banda, with Blake Baker. So there's a lot of, and Pickney talked about it. Pickney talked about Manny and how much it means having Manny more involved with the defense. So I think the fact that you saw a better game out of Shaq and Pickney against a Virginia game, that might have something to do with Manny, and hopefully we continue to see that kind of production and that kind of play as the season moves forward.
You want me to tell you what it had to do with more than Manny? Number 15 playing.
Yeah, that's 100%.
Gregory Rousseau was a game wrecker. Game wrecker against Virginia. Virginia's going to remember number 15. I can tell you that much, because Gregory Rousseau was a game wrecker, and that was a big difference in our defense. And now, why is he be playing 20 snaps a game? Manny addressed it. He said that he had a back injury in fall camp, that after having a great spring, he didn't play as well at fall camp, and he was nursing the back injury. And
somebody was saying that D didn't look any different. I don't know what game they were watching then.
No, our red zone D is specifically was pretty tremendous. Yeah. I don't know what they're talking about in terms of it not looking different. It definitely looked different.
Yeah, I don't know about all that. Captain Triz, man, that was a tough loss for the Gators. I'm not even gonna talk crap about the Gators and you guys lost. Blah, blah, blah,
yeah, the one thing I don't understand though is LSU averaging 10 yards a play.
Yeah, that's
and I understand. I guess Zuniga got hurt. Was hurt. And missed a chunk of the game. But yeah, I know LSU's offense is much, much better than they have been. But man, I expected their defense to show up a lot better than that.
Yeah.
So
Anthony, he says that he said on ESPN scouting report, right, and that would make sense, and that's why Banda is the one that's apparently recruiting him. So,
yeah, the thing is, and that was my semi rant. Austin Keynes wants me to do a rant on the Amari Carter call, which I do want to do. The thing with Harrell is, when I've seen it on tape, I see a really good corner. Now I don't know what's we're constantly doing this, and when you do that, what you're doing is you are setting a impediment for that player to be able to contribute early on, especially because if you want him to learn the safety position, you're looking at a red shirt. Okay, chances are. Okay, now if I look at the tape, the young man has good speed, good hips. I don't know his shuttle time. Junior, when I'm talking, can you look up his shuttle time from the opening?
When I was looking him up, I couldn't find it, big dog.
Okay. But I know on track as a sophomore, he ran 11.6 100-meter as a sophomore in high school. So the young man has speed. He has good hips. He's 6'2". What does Mike Rumpf love? Tall corners. But like Junior said, Banda's the one recruiting him. So Anthony, I think we're looking at him as a safety. And the young man has talked about it, that he's been told that Miami wants him at safety.
Yeah, there's no shuttle time here, man. It just says that his wingspan, hands, for some reason.
He has long arms. What's his wingspan? It's probably ridiculous.
78 and a half inches.
Corner! He's a cornerback, damn it. Leave him at corner.
Yep.
Man, that bothers me.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. 6'2", man. I just love tall corners.
6'2", 180, man.
In case you guys don't know, man, he's a 4-star, 91 4.4. His national rank is 235. He's the 18th cornerback in the country, and yeah. So those are his composite rankings. So he's a player, man. Like we said earlier, champion. Yeah, he's from Hialeah. So yeah, I think the fact that and I saw it here. I think I was saying it earlier. As far as the activity goes, October 10th, he was offered by Kansas. September 27th, like I said, Banda visited him, and then October 15th, he decommitted from Florida State. So
somebody mentioned Kanon Strong mentioned that he ran a 4.6 40. I expect in college, I think you're probably looking at about a 4.5 40. And when a guy's 6'2", by that time probably 6'2", 190, that's plenty fast. That's plenty fast if he gets that down to 4.5. And like I said, he does have explosiveness because as a sophomore, he ran an 11,600 meter.
Yeah.
So John Brown has a really good question. Did you see it?
I put it up. I put it up here. He said, "Big Dog, if and when we start paying players because the law they are pushing fair pay, what would that do for our program?"
I think now, mind you, at first, I think it's going to give us an advantage. I think it's going to give big media markets an advantage.
Yankees, Thomas.
Now, mind you, schools like Alabama, yes, they're only in Tuscaloosa, but at the same time, the fans are so rabid around that university that the players, if Alabama passes a similar law, they would have some opportunities there also. But I do think it benefits teams like Miami, teams like USC and UCLA there in Los Angeles. Even like teams like that are closer to New York. I think it benefits them because if a player now is able to get money for his likeness, those big media centers are going to give him more opportunities. And it's really going to affect the high-profile players. I think sooner or later, what you're going to see occur is you're going to have a stipend. That you're going to have football and basketball players are going to get paid a stipend because this idea, and I don't understand it. Okay, here goes another big dog rant. Just because something has always been that way doesn't mean it's the only way to do it. It doesn't mean it's the right way to do it. Okay? This idea that these football players and basketball players bring in millions and millions and millions of dollars to a university, but some of them can't afford to take their girlfriend to a movie. Exactly. That doesn't make sense. You got coaches making millions of dollars. You got coaches walking out on contracts to take a better offer at another place. Okay, but the player is the one that needs to be restricted. He can't move. And the player, and then this idea that football and basketball should fund all the other sports, because that's what happens at most universities. That the football and the baseball team are the ones that fund volleyball and tennis and wrestling, and because those are the ones that are make money. All the other sports really lose money. Mm-hmm. Okay, so why is that? Why should football players and basketball players, contribute something that should be going to them? So the the boys lacrosse team or the girls swim team gets that money, just because that's the way it's always been done. So I do think sooner or later it's going to evolve into a stipend that all players will probably receive, let's say, whatever you want to say, $3,000 a year, maybe for Division I, maybe $5,000 a year. I mean, who knows, what dollar figure they come up with. But I think that's going to happen probably within the next 10 years. So, Eddie, absolutely. It's billions of dollars that college football generates and millions to individual schools. And I'm sorry, I have a problem when a coach gets paid $4 million and can't buy a bagel with cream cheese for a player. Yeah. I don't know if you guys remember, I think they finally changed that rule there was actually a problem. And Dan Kane brings up Title IX. That's true. Title IX, for you guys that are not aware, is a law was passed in the 70s regarding female athletics, to that you have to equal opportunity for female athletes. But here's the problem: is those sports that they play don't generate the money. Football and basketball generates the money. So I don't know how you get around that, but they need to find some way, because
I'll be right back, big dog.
You're good. They need to first find some way to do something about that, because I mean, you heard the stories. In fact, you guys remember from the You documentary that Uncle Luke talked about, that some of the struggles that players have financially, and especially at a school like Miami, because you have to remember, if you're not on scholarship, most of the people that are going to Miami, they're very wealthy. Their parents were very wealthy, because Miami's not a cheap school, and I think that has to be something needs to be done, because everybody else is getting rich, and like I said, there's players that can't afford to take, to go out to eat at Pizza Hut. That's not acceptable to me. And even though I'm old school and everything, I'm not old school when it comes to that, because I really don't understand why in 2019, almost 2020, we're talking about players still being put in those circumstances. In fact, you guys remember the whole situation from that same You documentary between Edward Foote, the president that I did not like that we had in the 80s, the university president, and the issue that he had with Jimmy Johnson. Well, the players brought up every national championship that they won, there was new buildings going up all over the place on campus. And they're like, damn, all this money, and we're not seeing a plug nickel. I'm sorry, I don't see that. I don't see that. I don't see how that's anywhere fair. And Patrick brings up a point about Title IX. It destroyed nonprofit sports. And it did. I mean, and the thing is, that's something, again, that just because it's always been that way doesn't make it right.
What's going on, Kerry?
So, oh my God, Maytu Perry said ESPN showed the top 10 college football punt returns, and Devin Hester wasn't in it. There you go. That shows you why that network keeps going downhill by the day.
Whatever, man. Whatever. It is what it is.
247, I get it. That is room and board. But again, we're not going back. I'm not talking about that they don't get any benefits. I understand that they get benefits. What I don't like is coaches make a ton of money. You have in a lot of state schools, the highest paid state employee is the football coach or the basketball coach.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay, and on top of that, they get shoe contracts. Okay, because they don't walk away from any nickels. Okay, they get shoe contracts. They get all these things, and then you have players that see all this money rolling in, and they're not entitled to any of it.
It's inevitable, though.
I mean, in reality, it's indentured servitude. It really is. I mean, I don't understand why it's always been that way. But I do. A receiver should get paid $1 per receiving yard. Hey, what do you say, Curveball? But I do. I think that they should absolutely get paid a stipend.
It gets tricky because I know some people are just saying, oh, that they should just give every single player. See, that I disagree with. Like,
what's that?
That let's just give $1,000 a month or $1,000 a week to every single player on the football team. No, I think that.
No, I think they should. I not a week, but let's say whatever number they come up with. But
like there's gonna be okay, but that brings to question this point. You're gonna pay Justin Flo the same amount of money you're gonna pay somebody like Jimmy Murphy.
Well, here's the thing, that you're making it too complicated then.
Right, but that's what it's gonna come down. That's why the image and this whole thing that they're trying to do is
true,
whatever.
that's only going to benefit a Justin Flowe. So there's a good example. You pay the university plays the payers the same, but then Justin Flowe has additional opportunities outside.
Oh, okay. No, okay, that's fine. I'm good with that.
Right.
I'm
right,
good with that.
right.
But
no. What the player makes, he keeps. He doesn't put it in the pool.
Right. Okay.
The pool is what the university makes.
Yeah. Okay. I'm good with that.
Right.
They got a pool. They're paying the players, but you're gonna have the opportunity and the window opened up for the higher profile players to get paid more money. Is what I'm saying, because they bring more money into the school.
The Miami State universities are not paying the players. There's benefits happening, and they happen under the table, but they should be able to get more above board and normally as a matter of process. There's a thing.
Hey, hold on. I got my brother in the chat, baby.
What do you say, Guy?
What's up, Guy? Finally joined. This is a good thing about having us on Facebook. For those of you that do not know and maybe joined us late, we are also on Facebook now. So we're actually multi-streaming on YouTube and on Facebook. If you guys have Facebook, just type in Junior the Big Dog. Go ahead and give us a like, give us a follow. And, we're going to be interacting with you guys on Facebook as well. This is part of us trying to expand our YouTube family. So we know a lot of people use Facebook and not that many people use Twitter and vice versa. Everybody's different when it comes to social media, but we're expanding the Junior the Big Dog family. So YouTube is now, open for us to go ahead and do that. So if you guys haven't already, check us out on Facebook, like us, follow us. You already know.
I want to address this point. I want you guys in the chat to talk about this. Okay, in college football, and every other division except for the biggest division has playoffs and has had playoffs for decades and decades, and has had 16-team playoffs for decades and decades. Okay, How come the top division only recently got a 4-team playoff and they haven't had it before? I want you guys to give me the reason for that. And I know what most people that are college football fans are going to say. It's because, the great tradition of the bowls and all the tradition going back to years. I'm calling BS. The reason that we had not had a playoff up until just recently is because those bowls have a lot of school and conference officials and NCAA officials in their pockets. Okay? Because that dirty money, you guys remember what happened? I think it was the Fiesta Bowl that got busted about strippers and on a cruise and all this crazy stuff. Guys, that's been going on for 100 years almost. Or, basically, you look at the Rose Bowl goes back to what, like 1918 or some crazy thing like that? The Orange Bowl goes back like 70 years. These bowls, the reason why we did not have a playoffs is because of payola, of these school officials, conference officials, NCAA officials getting a ton of benefits and money under the table. And again, I go back to the same thing. Everybody's getting paid except for the people that we go to see. I'm sorry. I don't understand that. And they actually allowed it to continue forever. And they fought the playoff. And what I hated most of all, here goes a rant, is the hypocrisy of all these coaches and saying, oh, well, you got midterms and these, give me a break. You think most of the football players and basketball players care about their midterms? And by the way, those midterms, how come nobody talks about the schooling when basketball trips go on a 3-week road trip sometimes? That had nothing to do with midterms. Give me a break, man. It had to do with money, with these bowl games, having people bought and paid for. Okay, and that's still why we only have a 4-team playoff. Because they know as soon as we get a 16-team playoff, the bowls, as we know, will cease to exist. Because nobody's going to want to see bowl games unless you're a fan of that school. Nobody's going to want to see bowl games when the top 16 teams are now in a separate playoff.
Yeah.
Okay, and why do you think that they even tried to incorporate the bowls into the college football playoff? Because there's a lot of people that got paid a lot of money to keep the status quo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, John Brown's following it up with what would be the benefit of 2020 law, which will go in effect for the U only.
I do
say because the California law won't go into effect until 2023.
Yeah,
right. So
yeah, John, I think it'll have a good impact for us early on, because Miami being a major media center, the players being able to collect money for their likeness, and those type of things, I think is going to benefit Miami greatly. Also, remember, Florida doesn't have any state income tax, which has helped us. One of the things that Jalen Ramsey is upset about that he got traded to the Rams is now he loses 14% of his money.
You got to pay taxes, baby.
State income tax. California has a state income tax of 14%. Florida does not.
Especially California.
It's horrible.
They get you on those taxes, man.
They get you every which way. Yeah. Okay, so I think that's going to be an extra little benefit, and I think it's going to benefit John. I don't think just Miami, but I think teams in major markets, as long as they pass that law, because it looks like if Florida beats everybody to it, I think it's going to benefit us big time for at least a year or 2 or 3 until the other states start passing similar laws.
Exactly.
So I hope that answers this question, John.
Yeah. Bigger family.
They're a state school. I mean, listen, all state schools do.
Taxes.
But here's the thing: is you're not going to have the same opportunities in Tallahassee that you do in Miami, Florida.
Negative. No,
in terms of endorsement deals. Listen, you get a kid. Let's just say right now, Nkosi or Jaron Williams. Okay.
What's going on, Taz? Is that that's the same Taz? You changed your name? Yeah, it looks like you in your picture. What's going on, Taz? He says he's working a double.
Oh, I got you.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us, partner. Here's the thing that again, going to Miami as opposed to Tallahassee, as opposed to Tuscaloosa, as opposed to Athens, Georgia, is when you have a big media market, you're going to have more opportunities. Gus Machado is going to want to do a commercial. So let's get Jaron Williams and Nkosi Perry to do a commercial for his dealership, or whoever, Auto Nation, or Ed Morse. Okay, those guys. Now you have players being able to make, obviously they're going to be only the high profile players, be able to make a great deal of money on those type of things. So I think, John, is going to benefit the U very much until the other states start catching up with it and they start passing it also. But those 3 or 4 years, I think it is going to have an impact on our recruiting, John.
Yeah.
And I apologize, guys, for the rant again. That stuff just...
Big Dog, everybody loves your rants. Don't apologize for them anymore, man. Everybody loves your rants. You don't need to apologize for that. That's why I don't say anything. I don't even interject. It's gold, baby. When you go on your rants, it's gold.
Big Nasty, I just did a Gus Machado plug. I'll tell you how far I go back in South Florida. I remember like west of Gus Machado, where Gus Machado is now, which it didn't exist back then when I was a kid. That was like hunting territory. People go hunt boar and stuff like that. In that west area of like Hialeah Gardens is now, and all that stuff didn't exist back then. There's an old saying that, don't pee on my leg and tell me it's raining. What bothered me, and that's why I get so upset and it's such a rant, is what's happened.
247 says Gus Machado brings in Manny Diaz and Mustangs get sold out in Hialeah.
You're probably right. I hate hypocrisy. I hate, don't pee on my leg and tell me it's raining. And all these coaches that for years, I don't think we should have a playoff because, it's midterm season. And, give me a break, man. You don't give a damn. You don't give a damn about their midterms. The only thing you care about is their eligibility. Okay. And this idea, and that's what I hated, the hypocrisy. Oh, we're only keeping it alive because of the traditions, all the great tradition of the bowl games. No, you're keeping it alive because these bowl guys had you paid off. You were bought and paid for, period. And the hypocrisy is what gets me fired up and why I go on that rant.
I'm with you. Hey, what do you think about? All right, so let's get back to in between the lines. The hit on Amari Carter targeting. Agree? Disagree?
Oh, absolutely disagree.
Yeah,
absolutely. I want to know. I'm going to go on another rant.
I want to know anybody that is going to disagree with that call.
I'm going to go on another rant. What do they want defenders to do? That's what I want.
But
and the NFL is just as bad. I want the NFL and
but
college football to tell me what is the defender supposed to do. Let the dude catch the ball and then say, "Hey, do you mind if I tackle you?"
Hey, we got
Tony.
Before you keep on going, man. Tony Clad,
Tony.
$5 donation from Tony Clad. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
We really do appreciate it. This is my thing. All right, now don't kill me, Canes fans, on this one. But when it comes to that hit, I think a flag should have been thrown, which it was. But I think once they go back and they review the play, the referee has to pick up that flag. Once you have a closer look, because it's obviously some plays are just bang bang, and the refs will miss a call like that. You hear the helmets clashing, so they're trying to take that aspect out of the game. I understand. So I didn't get mad as soon as I saw the hit. I'm like, oh, that's targeting.
Boom. No. Hold on.
They're gonna throw the flag. But once they go back and they look at it, that's when I think that these refs need to get better and realize.
Hold on. How did their helmets come together?
Big dog, you're not understanding what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying, but you're saying that the refs.
It is hard to call that. It's hard.
I'm sorry.
Big dog. In real time, there's gonna be a flag every single time. Every single time there's gonna be a flag. Big dog.
I go back to Terry
today's
Porter.
Football.
No, I go back to Terry Porter. What I never forgave Terry Porter for was his own comment after the game was that the reason he threw it late was because he replayed the play in your head. You never do that as an official. And here's my point I'm making with that is you call what you see. What they're doing nowadays is every time there's a big hit, throw the flag.
Okay, but okay.
Every single time. Okay, so the wide receiver's crown, this part of the wide receiver's helmet hit Amari Carter on the side of the head, on the side of his helmet.
No, yeah.
How is that targeting?
That's the way that Amari Carter tackled and delivered that hit was exactly the way you're supposed to do it without using your helmet. I agree.
He put his head to the side and put his shoulder into him.
But this is where I think the NCAA and the NFL, they need more than NCAA, because you don't see it called as much in the NFL as you do in the NCAA, in my opinion. But that's going to be called, big dog. A flag is going to be thrown. Anytime you hear that crazy collision with these helmets in today's age, it's going to be called. It's going to be called.
They're not throwing what they see. Okay, because they didn't see that. They're throwing.
Oh, no, but that's 100%. Yeah.
Okay. So what are they trying to eliminate?
But that's football, big dog.
That's
football nowadays.
Are they trying to eliminate contact?
But that's football nowadays. My only problem is that the NCAA needs to get better. And when these refs go under the tent, whatever it is, and they look at this play and they're looking at it in slow motion, you need to, come on, man. Like, there needs to be a set of and there is, but for some reason these calls are always going against Miami. And when there's targeting on our players, it doesn't seem to get the same calls.
Nicolosi had a much worse targeting that they picked up the flag.
And they picked up the flag, but see, that's my problem. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that they're gonna throw the flag.
Hit Nicolosi with the crown of his helmet.
No, they're gonna throw the flag almost 100% of the time. Anytime there's a big collision and helmets are involved. I'll tell you, you go back and you pick up the flag if it wasn't warranted.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that because I heard this yesterday or the day before. So I can't take credit for it. Mark Schlereth is on Speak for Yourself on Fox Sports with Jason Whitlock and some of the Marcellus Wiley and stuff like that. Mark Schlereth said this, and I said to myself, "That's brilliant." And he said that I think he had a conversation with Roger Goodell, and mentioned this. I think that's what he said. He said, or if I had a chance to talk to Roger Goodell. Mark Schlereth said, "Why are we allowing people that hate the game make up the rules, be part of the narrative of the game.
Right.
Because the people that are objecting to these hits are and I understand part of it's also a liability, a financial liability issue of people getting hurt. But at the end of the day, you signing off that playing football can lead to some serious stuff. Okay, I've had 32 surgeries, haven't sued anybody. Okay, so this idea of well, because of liability or because of people are finding it distasteful, those aren't the football fans anyways. And Mark Schlereth's point is, why are we allowing people that don't even like football to control the narrative, to control how the game is being officiated, to control the rules? Why? Okay, now I'm not saying, listen, when I was brought up, we were taught, okay, you never hit with the crowd of your helmet, and it wasn't because of CTE. It was because of possible paralysis, because you could end up snapping your neck like that. That's what happened to Mark Bonacani. How he ended up he ended up paralyzed was a tackle that he got hit on the crown of the helmet. We were taught to keep our head up, see what you hit, okay, and drive through the player. So I understand.
They took blindside blocks out of the game as well, dude. Like exactly. This is what they're trying to do with football now.
Dude, did you see in that long return, our guys running past guys like this with their hands up?
Their hands up.
What is that, man? Come on, man.
Like I was laughing. I was laughing because I was like, "Oh my god!" But they're being taught that. They're being taught that by the coaches.
No, they did it perfectly. They did it perfectly. They screened them. They did it perfectly. 100%. But that's the thing is, and Mark Schlereth's point was a good point, is we're allowing people that don't like football to control the officiating of the game. Why? That's like me saying, I own a restaurant and my customers love my menu and they love the food that I cook. Okay, I'm going to change my menu to people that don't ever eat at my restaurant. Let them tell me what I should cook and forget about my customers.
Yeah.
That's what's occurring. Okay, and I'm sorry, I don't know what else Amari Carter could have done. Okay, the Sam Howell, when he got kicked out of the game, that was a bit of a dumb play on his part because you see the guy sliding, he's giving himself up.
Right, exactly.
Don't dive at him anyways. It's useless. Okay, because if you touch him, you're gonna get called for it. Okay, but this one, I don't know what Amari Carter could have done differently. Okay, and did you see what Manny said?
Have a good night, Alex. Thank you for joining us, man.
Thank you, Alex. Good night, buddy. Did you see what Manny said? Manny said the QB should have been penalized for throwing late over to the middle with a safety over the top, because the QB is the one that put him in harm's way.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying, Eddie. That's what I would like to see. But I think Dante's actually the one that said this earlier. If it was Virginia on that targeting call, I think the flag might get picked up. And I know people that are not Canes fans will disagree with that because they're saying, "Oh, you think they have a bias against Miami, yada yada yada." But I mean, whatever, man. It is what it is.
It doesn't seem like we ever get a call our way.
It doesn't seem like it, especially when it comes to targeting. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. All right, so we got about probably gonna go an hour and a half, fellas. So about 7 minutes left. Any rapid fire you guys want to talk about leading up into the Georgia Tech game? Let us know. The bias is real. I know, man. I know they picked up the flag on Nkosi. Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Laurel, thank you, Laurel. Laurel, that's why we started this podcast, Laurel, because I would hear these debates on TV and people that don't know a damn thing about sports debating about sports. Laurel brings up a point. Spearing was illegal since I played. Okay? Spearing has been illegal for 50 years. You were never allowed to spear, at least for the last 50 years. You weren't allowed to spear. Spearing was a 15-yard penalty. So that's always been a penalty, or at least, like I said, for the last 45, 50 years. that spearing has been a penalty, has been a personal foul. Okay, so you were never allowed. You were never supposed to hit with your crown of your helmet.
Yeah. Weston D 04. Will Perry start the rest of the season?
I don't believe so, Weston. I think once Jaren's healthy, I do think you're going to see him back. Now, when I saw a video of him throwing, and it definitely looks like his arm's still not back. So it still looks like he's a little the arm is still bothering him. And Manny sort of talked about that, said that, the arm, he's looking better. And but again, behind this offensive line, I don't want any quarterback to play until he's 100% healthy.
Yeah, I did see that 247. There was a letter similar to the Penn State letter calling Miami player thug, saying that we hurt Bryce Hall intentionally. Little idiots are gonna say that, man.
Yeah. But that to me, and you know me, I'm not a guy that sees racism, everywhere. Like some people want to see racism. That has a racist connotation to it.
Oh yeah, it does. Of course it does.
Okay, because that's talking about our turnover chain and about the rings and about the things that they see as urban that they don't like. Because if you read the rest of his comment, it had he didn't say any racist buzzwords, but there was an undertone of it that was really dirty. Now, here's the thing that I don't understand is, why do some of our players actually entertain playing at those schools when they're going to get? I mean, you remember what happened with the Georgia kid when Tyreek Stevenson got arrested, and some dude posted online about thugs, and we gotta stop getting these guys from like Miami and stuff like that, because they're all a bunch of criminals.
Yeah, keep on going to those schools, man.
And people still going to those schools.
Keep on going to those schools.
I don't get that, man. I don't get
Florida
that.
Beat that for you. Must be the money. Yeah.
Yeah, Eddie. I think I don't remember what came of it. I think he had gotten arrested. I want to say sometime around the spring. He got in trouble up in Georgia for something. I don't think it was anything major, but he was. I believe he got arrested. It might have been battery. But yeah.
Dan Kane, how would Big Dog fix our running game? Also, our running backs were slipping and falling without contact, and we are remember, Dan, it was raining and pouring, and there was a lot of rain. If you're talking about the Georgia Tech game, and how would Big Dog? How would you fix our running game? Recruit some
better offensive linemen. Yeah, man.
That's what I would.
Guys, I tweeted this before, and listen. It's not that I don't think some of the criticism of Dan Enos is legitimate. I do think he should have schemed better around the offensive line, around our weakness. Okay. So that's legit. Here's the reality, guys. And this is going to be true. Keep this in mind.
6'3", not yet.
This is going to be true with Jaren at quarterback. It's going to be true with Nkosi at quarterback. It's going to be true with Dan Marino at quarterback. In the entire history of football, there's never been a great offense that has a poor performing offensive line. Never, never, ever, never, ever, ever.
Oh, Butch Berry. Oh, okay.
Okay. If your offensive line does not play well, you will not have success offensively. Never. So that's the thing I want you guys to keep in mind when the criticisms come in about the quarterback or about the Dan Enos. And Enos does deserve it, though. I will say, because he could have schemed better than he has around the offensive line. But that being said, no matter what we do, we are not going to have a great offense with a bad offensive line. Doesn't happen, and never has. And that is true of football 100 years ago. That'll be true of football 100 years from now. If you can't block, you can't do nothing consistently.
Yeah. So Coach Blocker says he can't wait until next year. Offensive line will be his strength. I'm going on record. I hope, Coach. I'm not as confident as you are, but
I do believe in Barry. I think he's been given a raw deal.
My man, you know
what happened? What happened?
You know what the coaching staff has been telling us?
What's that?
That we don't have a better left tackle than Zion Nelson right now.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. That's what they've been saying.
So that's what gets me worried, Coach, is that they keep on saying over and over and over again,
these are our best five.
Are our best five.
Yeah.
That's it. So, man, how bad is the linemen behind the five, the second team? How bad are they? Because, I mean, I don't know, man. We'll see.
And you can make a case. You can make a case that everybody knows that Kalion Herbert's strength is pass protection. He struggles in the run blocking game. He's not very agile. Okay. If our pass protection is so bad, why wouldn't we have thrown him out there? Why wouldn't we have moved DJ Scaife over to the left tackle, put Kalion Herbert to the right tackle, and then, try to piece together a running game or the short passing game the best you can? But if you are doing such a bad job at pass pro, you have to put your five best pass blockers out there. That's the thing, Coach. And yeah, I do think Zion has talent. I think Jakai has talent. But
right he has talent, Coach. I'm not saying, Coach, I'm not saying Zion doesn't have talent, but I'm saying, and this is something that I was telling Big Dog.
He wasn't ready for college football.
Not just that, but I just think when you come in at 241, and all of a sudden he's probably like at 280 now. I think that's a lot of weight to gain in
290.
What?
They say 290. They say he's gained 50 pounds. Zion himself said that.
So that's I'm not saying Zion is not talented, Coach. I'm just saying that, gaining 50 pounds in such a short amount of time for a kid that was in high school last year is tough, man. And frankly, I don't think it's like, when you have a puppy and then they grow quick, but they still think they're a puppy, so they're like obnoxious and they're knocking things over because they still don't know what kind of body they have yet. That's what I see. That's what I see with Zion. I see that he put on all this weight, and now it's like, okay, now he needs to adjust and learn how to play with weighing 290 pounds because he's no longer playing at 240 pounds. Right. So there's a difference there, and you see him sometimes where he's not quick off the ball, and sometimes he's getting beat because he doesn't have the same quick feet at 240 that you might have at 290. But I do think he's gonna be, he could be good. I think the talent is there, but I think it's gonna take some time for him to develop. But the fact that he hasn't played well and there's been so many lapses that's put our quarterbacks in jeopardy. I think the fact that there's nobody else that we could insert at left tackle is very concerning for me from a depth standpoint moving forward, next year. And I mean, we'll see who else we could nab. But I mean, I don't know.
Wholesome was saying that from the practices that he saw, Kalion Herbert was doing really good in pass pro. And then they bench him for John Campbell, and then they end up benching John Campbell. So that's the thing, Coach. I agree. I think Zion is going to be a stud in the future. Kerry, I agree with you. I do think he's going to be a stud in the future, especially if he doesn't allow his psyche to get destroyed by how poorly he's playing this year. Because when you see him, they've worked with him on getting off on the cadence. But there's, one of the things I liked about Zion's film from his high school tape is he had really good feet. I don't see those feet anymore because like Junior was saying, he was 240 as a senior in high school. Now he's 290 6 months later. I don't think his body is caught up yet. And now you look at his feet and his feet are slow, which is why he gets out of position a lot of times.
Yeah.
And the thing is, playing him in spots is going to make him better. Leaving him out there to get abused, I don't know if that's necessarily a great thing for the future.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know.
But your point is true. How bad are Kalion Herbert? How bad was Kalion? That's his strength, was pass protection. Mm-hmm. So, and how bad was Tommy Kennedy, and how bad was George Brown?
Well, Tommy Kennedy's not even in pass, dude.
I know.
He's not even in pass.
I don't think I've ever seen that before. That a guy transfers as a graduate transfer and on his way to the NFL and doesn't even dress out anymore.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Hey, 247 says, last question from me, Junior. Tell me how confident you guys are going to Pitt next week and getting a W. Great show, by the way. Enjoy this way more than call-ins. Thank you, 247. We appreciate that, man.
Thank you.
It depends. Honestly, you want me to tell you the truth, 247? I will be able to tell you how confident I am after we see this game on Saturday, because something I feel like we haven't seen yet from this team is consistency.
Right.
And that's something I need to see. We saw a very amazing game from the defense against Virginia. I want to see an equally dominating performance against Georgia Tech. And if that's the defense that we keep on seeing moving forward, I feel really good about the rest of our season.
The thing is, and to answer and to sort of piggyback, somebody was asking where's Patrick Joyner. Joyner's still dealing with a leg injury, so he is supposed to be back at some point during the season. Do I feel confident? I said this before, and do I think that we've turned the corner? Maybe, but I actually thought that we had turned that corner after the Florida game.
Exactly. After the Florida game?
After the Florida, because, Jaren was emotional about that we lost.
Hey, big dog, considering we gave up 10 sacks, bro.
No. The offensive line played horrible. I'm talking about that as a team.
Oh, okay.
The defense did a good job against the receivers.
Right.
And
the morale of the team, seeing that they could go toe to toe with one of the best.
Toe to toe with a top tier SEC team.
Right.
And oh, by the way, you saw LaMichael Pirine breaking off big runs against us. 52 yards rushing on 27 carries.
Nothing.
As a team,
we held them in check. Right?
Shut them down running the ball.
Right.
Okay, so. When you play that well, I thought to myself, okay, we lost this game, which I hated, but okay, we're now North Carolina's in for it, and we show up and crap the bed. Yeah. So I don't know. To be honest with you, I'm not going to be confident about any game short of FIU. Pitt beat Central Florida just a couple of weeks ago, so. Until I see what Junior said, until I see some consistency from this team, I'm not going to go in confident. Because last week, to be honest with you, I said on the shows I thought it was going to be 17-13. But if it wouldn't have been and we would have lost, I wouldn't have been shocked because I don't know what to expect.
Right. No, okay. My thing is, and I know everybody wants to talk about quarterback and Perry and Williams okay, look, my concern is I need the defensive performance that we saw against Virginia. I need that the rest of the way. And I need
but the thing is Georgia Tech, but you were saying that the part I disagree with you is you were saying Georgia Tech is after Saturday, if they do it again, Georgia Tech is not going to be a good test for us. Georgia Tech is 1-5, giving up 234 yards rushing a game.
Okay, no.
Georgia Tech isn't a test for us. Pitt is going to be a test for us.
I get it.
Pitt on the road will be a test for us.
But what I'm trying to say is that you cannot watch that Virginia game and tell me that's the same defense that we've been seeing ever since after the Florida game.
True. With a qualifier, our red zone defense, we gave up 300 and some yards against Virginia.
No, I get it. And they dominated the time of possession.
And they dominated time of possession on us.
But they scored 9 points on us, big dog.
True, because of our red zone defense.
I agree. I'm with you.
Okay. It wasn't like last year's defense that we actually shut down people completely.
Yeah.
And Georgia Tech's not going to provide that test for us.
Yeah.
Okay, Pitt on the road, that's a different story.
I know.
So
Roger saw me. You make a good point. How's Hero looking, Uncle Joe? I'm not watching the game, man. We about to get out of here soon. Problem is our third downs and offense. Yeah, Logan, you have a good point, man.
Yeah, Logan, that is a good point. We've been struggling on third down. Listen, there was a stretch, after we scored on our first possession against Virginia Our next 8 possessions, guys. That means that's over half a game. In a game, you'll have 12, 14, 15 possessions for a game. After we scored that first touchdown, our next 8 possessions, we got a total of 33 total yards in those 8 possessions, 2 first downs. So we went basically 3/4 of football without moving the ball at all. And like I said, 33 total yards and 2 first downs. I think we only ran in those 8 possessions something like 29 plays. And out of those 29 plays, got 33 total yards.
Yeah.
Okay. You do that against a good team on a night that our red zone defense isn't doing so good, you can get blown out.
Yeah.
Okay. And guys, again, has nothing, do I think being hyper elite accurate, have elite level accuracy like Jaron does on short and intermediate routes, would it help? Yes. But we're not going to have a great defense, a great offense the remainder of this year. Because until that offensive line gets vastly improved, our offense is going to struggle with consistency 100%.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us, Shonda. We're not leaving.
Hi, Shonda.
We're not going to leave out of here shortly because you came in here. But congratulations. And man, do you have an amazing voice. That national anthem at the Miami Heat game. I mean, I can't even imagine how big of a moment that was for you. I can't even imagine how you felt. I'm a huge Heat fan. And I just can't even imagine on that stage singing the national anthem. I can't even imagine, your feelings. But I think you did an amazing job. You have an amazing voice. So congrats to you.
I got tied up with my youngest, and I forgot to send you a message. I was going to send you a message. I swear to you, I actually got chills.
Yeah.
You did an amazing job. What a voice. Jesus.
And you just don't like being on Twitter that much anymore because you get mad at Twitter, man. You could be honest.
Shonda, when I had my voice changed and got really deep when I was like 11 or 12 years old, and I had a chorus teacher that kept after me for me to come out to sing. I was so bad after like a week in her class. She was like, yeah, Carlos, you could stick to sports. Singing might not be your thing. So I envy your talent, Shonda.
Yeah. We got a $2 donation from JLT. He says, I guarantee 9 and 3, and Cozy is a difference. Go Canes. All right.
Thank you, J-Love.
Thank you so much, man, for the $2 donation. Hey, I'm with it, man. Look, I hope and Cozy and not Cozy. Keep on saying Cozy. I can't get that rid of me. Keep on saying and Cozy. I hope Cozy tears it up. And we just keep on winning, man. That's all I care about. Just keep on winning.
Listen, Georgia Tech. They
blitz. Shonda, that's a lie.
What's that?
Shonda, that's a lie. Everybody does not have a voice. You have not heard my dad sing.
I couldn't carry a tune. I can't carry a tune, Shonda, if it had a handle. That's how bad. That's how bad I sing.
Pretty bad. Really bad.
Yeah, I sing and like wolves start howling that like from miles and miles away.
Who scored for KC? Tell me it was a pass to Tyreek Hill. Come on, I need the points, man.
Oh, yeah, your fantasy. The guys, listen. One thing about Georgia Tech, though, they're actually pretty decent against the pass. They blitz a lot, which is going to hurt our offensive line. So Nkozi's going to be under pressure. That's why, guys, the key offensively is running the ball right down their throats. Because if you can do that, you can tire out their defense. They're not very deep, so there's a big drop-off when they have to sub, and we need to run the ball because passing the ball isn't going to be an easy road with Georgia Tech. But if we can run it, we can hammer them and we can blow them out. So we need to be able to run the ball.
So, yeah. All right, guys. Hey, we might do a little quick live after the game on Saturday. Being that it's an early game, what do you think, big dog?
Yeah, that sounds good. I would love to do it. How's that for you guys? You guys would like us to do a live after the game on Saturday?
So we could digest, talk about it a little bit. I thought it was cool. After the game with Virginia, me, the big dog, and Host, talking back and forth and just interacting with a lot of fans, during the game because I wasn't actually able to make it to the game. I was supposed to go to the game, but I wasn't able to make it. So I'm not gonna lie, it kind of felt good to sit down, relax, and watch a game on my TV in my home. and then interact on Twitter and stuff like that. 'Cause when I'm at the games, I don't care about Twitter. I don't care about anything. I care about what I'm watching on the field. So yeah, a lot of people are saying, yeah, man. I don't know. We're gonna check on who is gonna be going live after the game. We don't want to step on anybody's toes, but it's something we never really done before, and we want to start doing these shows more than just once a week, going live and whatnot. Beto Perry. Now I'm not gonna be going to the game on this one, man. I'm gonna be just hanging out here at home and watching it here at the house. But
Tabardine, by the way,
Perry, that's why I still got it on. The hat worked. That's why I got called out by Dreadlock early because I had it regular.
You better wear that hat on Saturday. I'm just telling you that. You better have that hat on Saturday. You know I'm superstitious as hell. So you better have that hat on.
Well, I didn't have it on during the game.
I don't care. You have it on this Saturday. I want you to have it on every game for the rest of the season.
If it was cool, you guys will have a good analysis. Yeah, man. For sure. Hey, guys, so that's pretty much going to wrap it up.
Oh, one thing before what I had mentioned, Tabardine brings up a great point. Why aren't we feeding DJ Dallas more? And I understand our running game has been hit or miss, but that's a guy who's averaging. We need to get the ball in his hands 20 times on Saturday.
Thank you, Logan. Yes, especially
Thank you, Logan.
Considering Georgia Tech's run defense. But yeah, hey, with that being said, man, we're gonna wrap it up. For anybody watching on Facebook, thank you for joining us. It's technically our first live on Facebook, and this is our 17th, I believe, on YouTube. If you guys on Facebook enjoyed the content, please go ahead and go over to our YouTube channel, subscribe, like, hit the notification bell, comment. Me and the Big Dog are always on top of reading comments, answering to comments. So whether you comment on Facebook or you comment on YouTube, me and the Big Dog do our very best to try and get to all the comments. So yeah, for our YouTube family, our Junior and the Big Dog YouTube family, head over to Facebook and follow us on Facebook. Give us a like on our fan page and follow, and it'll just help us grow and just help the family grow in general, man. So
Shonda with the donation. Shonda, thank you so much. Your generosity, it's amazing, and you show it because you walk the walk. And thank you so much, Shonda, for the donation. Guys, I love
another $5 donation from Hurricane Logan. From Logan, he says,
Logan, thank you, partner.
All I got at the moment. Hey, man, you've donated so much to this channel, Logan, man. We truly appreciate it, man, and we always appreciate your support. So thank you so much for everything, guys. We really do appreciate it.
863 Kane also with a donation. 863, and thank you. Listen, guys, we have the best Junior and the Big Dog family, and we are blessed. And thank you, Shonda. She says that we're awesome. You guys are amazing. You guys are just amazing, and you're a blessing to us.
Oh, and your Cuban came out there. You guys
saw that.
You guys are amazing.
Yeah,
you guys are amazing.
You saw. Yeah. George Lopez used to have an old skit about that. That he would say that a guy would be, if they drink a little bit, all of a sudden it's like, hey, I left my coat. Where'd you leave it? On the chair. And it's like, oh man, no, it came out. Yeah, I said amazing. No, but you guys are amazing, guys. Thank you so much. You're a blessing to us, and we look forward to these evenings every single time. So thank you so much. Captain Trips also with a donation. Thank you, Captain Trips.
Thank you so much. You guys stole me from Coach Coop.
Oh, thank you
so much, man. We appreciate it. Captain Trips. We know you're a Gator, man, but you're always in here supporting and interacting with the chat, man. You and George, we appreciate you guys for the dynamic that you guys bring to the chat as well. So
absolutely.
Thank you so much, Captain Trips, man. So with that being said, man, it's been a great night. Time to watch some Thursday night football and some World Series baseball.
I have to say, yeah, switch back and forth.
At the same time. So
not World Series, Championship Series.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, League Championship Series.
Did I say World Series?
Yeah, you said World Series.
Okay, no. So yeah, man.
What though? Everybody was talking about the Yankees. The Astros are up already 2-1.
Yeah, no.
And how about the Nationals sweep?
How about how must Bryce Harper be feeling?
You ain't kidding.
That's what I gotta say.
Hey,
Bryce Harper, I'm hating life, man. I got a payday in Philly, but I leave and my team goes to the World Series. What's up with that?
I'll tell you what. I don't think that's as much a coincidence as some people think. Yeah, I'll tell you right now. He's a bit of a cancer on a locker room.
I know it.
So, all right, guys. But I love you guys. Thank you so much. And
as always.
And as always, it's all about this you. Thank you guys. Have a good night.
Have a good one.